Welcome to the Road to Green, a Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day parade preview.
Joining me today, Tom Nicolello, one of the Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade's committee members. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, well, thank you so much. This is such a treat being here. It is Tom Nicolello, but this time of year to the parade, I kind of change over to Tommy O'Nick, so it kind of fits the theme. So
the green wave is coming.
Exactly.
So for people that may not know about the St. Patrick's Day Parade, that it's right here on Cape Cod, what can you tell us about it?
Well, it's got quite a long story, as long as the rainbow, but I'll try to make it short. It's very family-orientated. We have 21 years of practice, so we know where we're going. We have a wonderful strip here in Yarmouth. It's nice and flat and long, and there's plenty of places for people to gather on the side of Route 28. That's what makes it so wonderful in this community.
How did you get involved?
Well, I got involved many years ago. There was a person that was in charge of the logistics, which puts all the parade participants in a row. And, like everything else, you mature out of things. So they were looking for a little younger person with some spunk, and they couldn't find anybody else. So I felt kind of obligated to do it, considering it's in one of the best parking lots in town. So that's how I started back in, maybe 15 years ago. And it's been such a treat. And I'm so glad I was asked to do it.
Tell us about the theme, because every year
Right.
there's a different theme for the parade. So this year's theme is?
Right, yeah, be a heart of a champion. And it's out there, we have a bunch of great community people that put the floats together. And so it's there so they can, build their float in the theme of the parade. And, the kids, it's just amazing the work that goes into these, whether the little trailers or big trailers or pickup trucks or dump trucks. They're just so decorated with love. And that's the best part of it, It's just watching all. That's just, all the hard work, it just goes away, because those are the moments. When you're that age, you're supposed to have those memorable moments. Yeah. And Cape Cod makes memories every year. That's what brings people back to live here, is because they come here as a kid, have a great time, and they want to come back and retire. So
it is really a family-oriented parade.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
There's not a lot of shenanigans.
And if you don't have a family, there's plenty here to be part of. So come on down.
So it's only a couple of hours, but to plan an event of this size takes a really long time. Can you kind of tell us about that?
Yeah, it takes just about a whole year, right? I mean, there's a lot of information that has to be kept up with. There's a lot of fundraising that goes on. People don't understand that, the bands, they need to make a living, and this is how they make a living. They don't do it for free, right? The other people, you may have a couple of people that do it because they love it, but most of the people are paid performers. And, so it takes a lot of hard work to maintain that cash flow, right? Years before, we're talking $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to put on this event, which is, like you said, for a couple hours. But it's one of the biggest events Cape Cod has. I mean, by the time it starts at Skull Island, Long Pond and 28, and when it stops at the 99, it's just leaving Long Pond. So it's got a mile and a half of fun-filled, action-packed adventure.
For people that are new to the parade, like spectators, where can you give them a little advice? Like, where should they park? How soon should they get there? I know some other parades you have to get there like the night before and put your chairs out.
Right. Well, for 20 years now, we've been having a steady crowd, and they usually fill up all the hotels. Yeah. The Chamber of Commerce usually gets they get inquiries in December, right? Yeah. And then they have the regulars that book at their hotels. But Yarmouth is so great in that area where there's plenty of roads to 28, and there's plenty of big parking around. So I would advise people to get here in a reasonable time, early enough. Because we don't know what the weather's going to be. Usually if it's like 0, you don't want to get too early, but if it's 40, right? If you're a good New Englander, you can take 40 degrees, right? So you can show up at, whatever time. But I know the participants and security, they show up at like 7 a.m. because every float has to get checked by the police department. So, we have people here that show up very early. But, if you're a participant, do a little bit of homework. Check out the Facebook page. There's it shows you where the route is. It shows you the time. And right here in 28 in Yarmouth, we have a lot of places to park. As you know, where you host the facility, where you do your announcing down there, that's a big parking lot, right? Captain Parker's. I mean, we have so many places that will accept you for the day for just a few hours, and you'll have the best time. You know, we're going to have at least over a dozen bands and all kinds of floats, and we have awards for our floats too. We have 4 different categories. So if you have a good float, you're able to walk away with a present.
So with that said, if your company wants to get involved, is it too late for somebody to get their act together and get a float into the parade?
No, it's never too late. No.
How should they do that?
Well, you go on our website or our Facebook page, and all the information is right there.
Well, thank you so much for
my
joining
pleasure.
me
and thank
today.
you for everything you do. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic.
It's been a pleasure, and I'm really excited to highlight this parade once again. And like I said, we're going to be, broadcasting it live on our Facebook and YouTube and on our Channel 8. So thank you also for listening. And don't forget that you can follow us on all our social media platforms. You can find us anywhere you get your podcast. And don't forget our website and our YouTube channel as well.
Now let's meet the town administrator from the town of Yarmouth to learn about this family-friendly event and the beautiful seaside community of Yarmouth, Massachusetts.
Well, Yarmouth is a great family community. We get most of our cachet from being a beautiful summer resort town located out here on Cape Cod. But really, when you live here, you'll find it's a very livable community. We have lots of great families. They love our special events, and it's a great place to come visit. There's great beaches down here, but it's a wonderful place to grow up, live, work, and play. Yarmouth is a community of about 25,000 people year-round, so that's how many folks you'll see in the dead of winter. Obviously, summertime, our population swells up to approximately 100,000 people. So as you can see, it's much more bustling, very busy place to be in the summertime, and it's a place that people enjoy coming tremendously, and so we're happy to have them here. We're delighted to be the host for the annual Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade here in the town of Yarmouth. You know, it's one of our premier annual events. It's a day, you know, the old cliche is on St. Patrick's Day, everyone's Irish, but our entire community comes out for this parade, and the timing of the time of year where this is primarily a summer resort community for many visitors, this is exactly what we need in March. It brings everyone out of the winter mode into the spring mode. Families get together with relatives and folks that come down to visit that they haven't seen all year, and it's a true party. It's a great event, something we're proud to host.
From protecting the community to celebrating with it, former Yarmouth Police Chief Frank Frederickson is hosting the Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade once again. Today he's here to tell us why he keeps coming back. Join us on the Road to Green. Welcome, Frank, to the Your Yarmouth podcast. It's great to have you here.
Oh, it's great to be here. I appreciate the invite.
So now you're hosting the St. Patrick's Day Parade for the 3rd year in a row. Why do you keep coming back?
It is so much fun to do. It's in the people you see, you meet, the characters that are in the parade. It's just a very enjoyable thing, and it truly is an honor and a blessing for me that I can share some of my thoughts on the parade with everybody.
One of the things that I love is that you have a special tradition that you do when you host the parade. For people who don't know, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, you're referring to my opening poem.
Yes.
So So that the history of doing that goes back to when I was police chief, when we got this feature that we still have today in the town of Yarmouth, that we have a reverse phone system where we can call people and give messages during emergencies, etc. So I took it as part of a community policing tool and would personalize the messages, and whether it be a snowstorm or anything. Add a little humor, a little seriousness to it. But then when it came time for the St. Patrick's Parade, I put together a whole litany of things that I would do in an Irish brogue, and I'd be known as Chief Frank Frederickson for that day.
We loved it. How far in advance do you plan your poems? Are you waking up the day before? Are you waking up the morning of and writing your poem, or is this planned in advance?
They're really quite straightforward and simple.
Yeah.
So it might take me, a couple hours to whip it together, make some good rhymes, not make it too long, make it interesting, and have fun with it. Because, I'm not the brightest guy in the world, but I can write a small poem that will bring some smiles to a few people.
I know that you were a police chief for 45 years in the town of Yarmouth. And from what I saw on the parade route in the past couple of years, you are beloved. I mean, you know everyone. Everyone's waving to you, saying your name. People came up and gave you a hug. What does that feel like? And do you miss being chief?
Well, I miss the people. As policeman and chief, I was only chief for 12 years. The rest of my career was in Yarmouth. So you get to know a lot of people.
Yeah.
You really become part of the community, and in order to engage and do the community policing things we were doing, you really get an affinity for the people you work for. So I miss that, be able to have that interaction. But then when you can help someone out, and when you see people in their worst times and you can lift them up, is powerful.
Yeah.
And when you can organize a group of men and women that are out there to do that for everybody, it's special when you see it all come together. So I miss that. But what's wonderful is there was such a great group of people behind me that are there today, and the future is bright for what they do. I don't miss all of the calls at 2 a.m. because it's never good.
I don't blame you.
But seeing all these people that I've built relationships over the years during the course of the parade, it's wonderful.
So being a host of a parade is a lot easier than being a police chief. What is it about it that you really enjoy?
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand with the whole parade on Cape Cod. We get the entire Cape to join in. The fact that we're going through the winter, and of course this winter has been exceptionally cold and miserable, basically, so if we can get that one bright spot at the beginning of March, that is it's not like a family holiday. It's not that pressure of family and Christmas and Easter and all these different things. This is just like, you just come out and enjoy. Everybody loves a parade. And a St. Patrick's Parade, everybody can get to be Irish. And it's a lot of fun, and you see them all.
If you weren't hosting and you weren't in it, where would you be watching it?
Well, that's good. I think, there's a couple of different spots. At the beginning of the parade, when you see the excitement, when the bands are coming, when the road's getting blocked off, and they're starting to line up, you're seeing all that stuff, and people, there's energy there. And so that's really kind of fun. But then if you want like an easier place to spread out with your family or friends, there are nice pieces just around Parker's River, just east of Parker's River, plenty of spots to go in there to pull your truck up, get some chairs out, have a little tailgating. That's a really cool spot. And then Captain Parker's, and right in that area, they have their loyal crew, and that's kind of fun every time you go by there. And then you go up the road, Great Island Block, all along there. It's usually packed right up there, up by Luke's.
And we're going to be at the Lobster Boat.
We're going to be at the Lobster Boat,
yeah.
And we kind of cordoned off that area, so it makes it a little more difficult. I know there's some construction going on there right nearby, but we can we can paint it all green for the day, I'm pretty sure, and make it look good.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the poem. I'm not going to put any more pressure on you about that.
Please, I've been under a lot of pressure. No big deal.
And I'll see you on Parade Day. And thank you for listening. I hope to see you on Parade Day too. And please join us at the Lobster Boat parking lot, March 7th. And you can see Frank, wave to the cameras, and enjoy the day with us. Don't forget, you can follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can head to our website, our YouTube channel, Channel 8, and you can find this podcast anywhere that you get your podcast.
The Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade is excited to have as this year's Grand Marshal, Ireland's Katie Taylor, who exemplifies the heart of a champion. Katie Taylor has been called the greatest female boxer of all time, Ireland's all-time greatest sport legend, and a trailblazer in women's sports. Her career has made her an influential and widely celebrated figure in women's sports globally. Katie revolutionized the sport and business of boxing with her groundbreaking achievements in both the amateur and professional arenas. She helped pave the way for the next generation of women in sport. She epitomizes this year's theme of the parade, Heart of a Champion.
If you're headed to the parade, please join us in the Lobster Boat parking lot. We would love to see you. We're going to be doing our live production there. And if you can't make it to the parade, we got you covered. For the third year in a row, we're going to broadcast the Cape Cod St. Patrick's Day Parade live on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and on Channel 8. Thank you for joining us on this Road to Green. I'm Lori Sullivan, and I hope to see you March 7th along the parade route.